Okay, so Thursday, the 24th of October, 2024. So I didn't get to go to sleep last night until very, very late. I think something like 1:30 or something of the likes. But I was like, I'll be damned if I'm gonna like throw away another day. You know, because like you kind of have to balance it, for me at least anyway. I kind of have to balance this idea of like the principality of the harm done by losing sleep versus the actuality of me being upset because I didn't get to wake up and I didn't get to take full advantage of the day. I chose the latter in terms of like I thought it was going to harm me to a degree, and lo and behold, I did actually manage to wake up at 6, and that's partly because I've been being so consistent. I was able to just like wake up and I was full of energy. And yeah, it was good. I preferred it much better. I mean, look at the weather. Look how beautiful it is, It's a good day. So anyway, headed into the gym as usual. Something nice to mention about the gym, there's this guy there who goes there. He's not like a student. He's like an adult. But he always goes for like the corner seat in the changing room. And I sometimes go for the corner seat in the changing room. So sometimes like we're both kind of like going for the same changing room. So it's nice because I see him all the time, and then we kind of like bumped into each other because we're both kind of like fighting for the changing room. So that was like a previous end, and this like he came in and then like we made a joke. I think he made a joke to me about like going for the same locker, which is by the window, which is kind of nice, that was kind of nice. That was actually nice. It was a nice little interaction. Anyway, then I went into Ground Cafe to get a fun story to mention about Ground Cafe. There were some people in there talking to students and stuff, like they had their whole table set up and whatnot. And on my way out, they was all like, you look like someone who wants a job after uni. And in my head, I was like, more than you know. Must have been like, and basically they started explaining like, all these things. And I'm like, you know what, I got to go to my advisor meeting because it was at 10:30 and I don't want to be late because it's like there's only 3 people, so you kind of don't want to be late. Sorry, okay, where was I? So I didn't want to be late, so I was like in a rush because like I left Ground Cafe at like 10:25 or even like 26 for that matter, and I was like I'm gonna leave but I'm gonna come back. And they was all like, yeah. And I was just like, in my head, I was like, what do you mean, yeah? I was being serious. I'm a man on my promise. I was like, why'd you have to say that, man? Like, I was serious. Like, I actually meant it. He was like, yeah. Like, I was walking out and she was like, yeah. I'm like, I was actually going to do it, To be fair, it was partly my fault because I should have communicated to the fact that her with like, okay, I have an advisor meeting and I got to go to that. But I was kind of just responding to what she said about the like, you look like someone who needs a job for uni. Like when someone says it, I just answer the face value thing being put at me, Anyway, I went to my advisor meeting, which is at 10:30 at the very top floor of Geo Jones on time, which is good. However, I was the last one there, so I don't know how that looks. We were just continuing with our project, although it's not really a project, it's more like a bit of like a teaching session at the moment. So he's just going over some of the stuff. Now in the notes I had written down, which was kind of true, that I wasn't concentrating in this lecture at all. It's not because I wasn't focused, and it's not because he's not a good teacher. It's because I was okay, so the thing is, you kind of gotta be in the mood to say these types of things, yeah? So I was like, in the notes, I was like, I was having a Delulu moment. And I was meant to say something about, like the Gen Zs, they call it like a Delulu moment, because like I picked that word up from other people.
Let it commute. What the segment?
And there was this other thing I wrote in the notes, say you had no interest in solving equations because you found your constant. But it doesn't even make sense anyway, because a constant is a constant, but this was just like a little like butterfly moment thing. Does that kind of make sense? But yeah, I was kind of like distracted and preoccupied with that. And so yeah, so that was my advisor meeting. Anyway, then after that, I went on a walk to Canal Side, or just a walk, just in general, because 2 hours sitting down is kind of hard for me. That's very hard. So I then came into the physics museum to warm my lunch up. There's a coffee machine in the physics museum, and I think on this occasion there was this other girl in there, and she asked another person in the physics room who's very well established within the physics, how to use the coffee machine, because she uses the coffee machine. And I was like, I need to also ask how to use the coffee machine, if I can use the coffee machine. I don't know if it's her coffee machine or she just like knows how to do it, you know. But yeah, it would be useful, it would be nice, you know. Gotta think now, gotta think of what I did.
Few moments later.
Then I headed into the library to do my coursework. Now, I did actually say to myself, okay, before I go library, I'll get like some snacks from Ground Cafe. However, for some reason, I just went into library and I said I'll do one study session first. You should always listen to your gut instinct. Okay, my gut instinct was right. I should have gotten something to eat because I don't know what it was, but I was just so, I don't know if it's drained or energy or just unable to concentrate. I think it was unable to concentrate. And I think it was, and I was thinking about why this is. And I think it's number one, because I had no carbohydrate. I didn't have any carbohydrates, so I put it down to that. But then I was like, hold on a second, Jericho. It could also be due to the fact that you only had 4 hours of sleep last night. So it could be either one, or it could be placebo, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, so that kind of first study session was kind of useless. So I went into Ground Cafe to get a decaf coffee and a pastry. I got decaf coffee because I enjoyed the first one this morning a lot. Kind of fancied another one, but today. Anyway, and I was working on my Quantum B, my Quantum B, oh God, sorry, give me one sec. I was working on my Quantum B coursework, which is due on Friday. So today's Thursday, and obviously it's on Friday, so, you know, got to do it. And I was doing pretty well. I think I'd done more than 3 study sessions, and I'd been working on this throughout the week. I'd been doing pretty well. I wasn't just trying to answer it, but actually like trying to understand it and use it as a means of revision as well. I did actually complete the whole thing today. So I completed the whole thing on Thursday, which is like, you know, obviously one day before it's due. However, I didn't write it up. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to have it written up. I wanted to have it checked with other people. I wanted to like, you know, ask, you know, double check with people. And I wanted to, okay, maybe not submit it, but at least have those 2. I managed to finish it, but I didn't manage to do the other 2, which was kind of annoying because, you know, I wanted to do a bit more. But I think I've done pretty well for today, especially with 4 hours of sleep. So yeah, anyway, I wanted to go home as well. And that's another thing. The reason why I didn't like stay in for another half an hour writing it all up was because I really wanted to go home, because I think Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday I had been going home so late and I'd been so exhausted and I haven't been able to go to sleep. So I wanted to hopefully go home early today and go to sleep early, so I didn't have this type of situation. Although I did do pretty well for myself, I think you'll agree. I couldn't, because fate had it that the district line would break down. It just broke down. I'm sorry, no, it didn't break down. There was like a police incident, so they had to like shut off everything, and like the electricity was gone. I went there was a train stopped at the platform. I went back after 45 minutes, the train was still stopped at the platform. So I had to get home via a secret, I don't know if I should say this. So I had to call my mum. I had to call my mum to come pick me up from uni, which was nice because I got to speak to my mum a little bit in the car, which was awesome because, you know, like Master Uguay says, there's no such things as coincidences, right? So it's like, you know, if the train wasn't there, I wouldn't have been able to like, you know, have that like, well, 20 minutes with my mum. So that was kind of nice. So, you know, sometimes it's not a bad thing. Sometimes it's a good thing. So yeah, just, you gotta look at life like that, you know, sometimes. Dear mum, once again, today I didn't give up. You know, I'm trying very hard. She doesn't know I have a YouTube channel. Your son's trying very hard. He loves you very much. Channel. Anyway, I think that's enough drama for one day. Thank you so much for watching, everyone.